Hey, I've been wanting to do this for a while now, and finally, here I am. So, what is this all about? There's many fantastic tutorials on HTML, CSS, blah blah on YouTube, and I wanted this to be something that anyone can watch. I don't care if you're a toddler or an old person. I don't know how to draw either of those. I need drawing classes. Or if you're someone who's never seen a computer in their lives, by the end of this playlist or by the end of this video, I want to leave y'all with the feeling that, yeah, I can do it too. This wasn't so hard. And that's the whole point of this series. So let's dive right in. HTML. You may or may not have heard of this, but it's the basic building blocks that are used to make websites. And we're going to talk about what these building blocks are with an example. Let's say you need to make a house. First you would, you need to make a house on a piece of paper, might I add. Not an actual house, but you're just drawing a house. How would you draw a house on a piece of paper? So first, you would probably make a box, right? Add a little thingy here. And as I'm drawing, you can see that all of these boxes have their positions and I know where to put them. I have this template of a house in my head. Template. I know that this door goes here at the bottom and it's inside this bigger box, and there's this triangle on top of that bigger box, and it's kind of like you know where the boxes go. If I asked you to make a car, you know that it has wheels at the bottom, the frame of the car, you know where the windows go, there's like door handles here. Or if I asked you to make a tree or a plant in a pot, the pot is at the bottom, the plant's probably going to come out from here, and it's going to have leaves. Wow, that is out of proportion. If I said, draft me a letter, whoops, a letter would be something like, you would know here you'd have the address of the person you're sending it to, I guess. It's like somewhere here, it's like, I'm gonna call it address. You can go like to, maybe there's a subject, maybe not. And there's gonna be the body of the letter. And there's gonna be the thanks, I guess. And it's all a template at the end, where we know these rectangles go here, here, here. They're inside this big rectangle and so on. And so in the same fashion, HTML is a templating language, which means that, wow, not the red. Sorry about that. Which means that it tells the web browser or your computer where the boxes go. You have a bunch of boxes. So let's say you have a basket or a suitcase of boxes of different shapes. You can use HTML to sort of dictate that, oh, I want this shape here. So it's going to put this shape here. I want this shape inside here. So it's going to be here. And you get the picture. You can do anything. You can put the shape, reuse the shape as many times as you want. You can position it in different places. You can put a shape inside another shape or outside of it. And that is all HTML does. Now you know HTML. You're an expert. At least in theory. Let's try to see what it really looks like. Now, if I asked you to make this, how would you go about it? First, you're going to make the outer box, like so. And then let's make that outer box in HTML. And then you're gonna write hello, or actually you're gonna define that this upper box is reserved for hello. Then you're gonna reserve this, write in my name is Gumi, and make another box here, cat, dog. Easy as it goes. You can do the same thing in HTML as easily as I just drew this. Let's see how. So this is a website called jsfiddle.net, where it's kind of like a sandbox where you just type in HTML and you see your results. Let's get started. So first we want this box, big box. I'm just gonna call it big box for the sake of simplicity. And then inside the big box, I have a hello. So let's call it hello box. And then under it I have, let's call it text box. And then I have two other boxes under it. I'm gonna call it cat box. And let me pull it together. Cat box, and then it's gonna be spaced out. And then it says dog box. Now, if HTML were this simple, I mean, it is simple. I don't know what I was trying to say. My point is, it's as simple as writing all this, except we need to know that what to write in place of saying big box. So instead of saying big box, wow, big box, we should say div, which means division, I think. I've not seen full form anywhere, but yeah. So notice how it starts with these less than and greater than signs, these brackets, angled brackets, and then so does this, but there's like a forward slash. These are called tags. So now instead of saying boxes, we're gonna use the term HTML tags. So when I say I'm using an HTML tag, every tag starts and ends. So anything that goes inside this would be inside this big box. And now we're gonna add the hello box. So the big box is done. I'm gonna just write here done. Now we need something that says hello. So I'm gonna write hello, but this in itself is not enough. I have to wrap it inside something. So I'm gonna wrap it inside this type of box called h1, which means header 1. There's header 2, header 3, up till I think header 6, h6. And it just means that anything inside this box is header 1, and it should be really big, like we see here. And now we have, let's see what we have so far. I'm gonna run this. Let's see. Oh, cool. So notice how everything I wrote here is just in a single line, because I never defined if it's in a box or not. So I just printed out everything I wrote in a single line. I'm gonna do this thing called commenting it out. I pressed command and forward slash. A comment is basically a way of telling the computer that don't read all of this, just ignore it. And I'm gonna run this again, and it's gonna ignore everything I wrote here. I don't know why I didn't start with comments first, but well, this way you learn. Now we need to say my name is Gumi. My name is Gumi. I could put it in the same h1 box, that would work fine. So let me show it to you real quick. I'm gonna put my name is Gumi inside the h1. Run it. Now the problem is it's the same size, but we want it of a different size. So we could use h6, which is header 6. And it's way smaller than I expected it to be. But generally for text, we use the p tag, or the p box, which means paragraph. So actually I could write a comment. Oh wow. I'm gonna call it paragraph. can't spell. And I'm gonna comment this out so that way you can see what each box says. I don't know why. I did not plan any of this, so I'm learning as I go on how to make this video. So you have the hello box, you have the paragraph. Oops, this is the H1 or header 1. And this is, like I said, I like to call it division. I still don't, officially I don't know what it is, but you get the point. This is the big box. I don't need to specify. I'm gonna run it, and this is much more readable, like a paragraph. Now we have two more boxes called cat and dog. So naturally, I'd expect to put it in a paragraph. So I could have a paragraph that says cat. I could have a paragraph that says, oops, that says dog. This is not supposed to be here. Run again. So I have hello. I have my name is Gumi. I have cat. I have dog, but it's not in the same line. What's happening here? I mean, it is expected to be the next line, but this is where I want to talk about the different types of boxes. Remember the suitcase? So actually, there are, if this is all of HTML, one way to divide the types of tags is block elements and inline elements. Block elements take up the entire row. These boxes take up the entire row so that anything else that comes after them has to go in the new line. And inline are tiny little elements that are nice to each other and make space for others instead of hogging the entire space. I'm going to use a better color for this. Inline. Sorry about that. Wow. Art. Inline. And block elements or tags. These are just two types of boxes. Now if I come back here, the H1 actually takes up this entire row, this entire white space that you see. Like if I were to inspect it, inspecting is a way to inspect the elements inside the browser. If I hover on H1 hello here, notice how it highlights the entire row. Paragraph also highlights the entire row. So does cat, so does dog. So we need to find elements that are of this type right here. So H1 and P are of type block. The elements of type inline are span. That's an example. So I'm going to go back to the code real quick, and I'm going to change, oops, not this, the cat and the dog, to span. And when I save it, I expect to see them in the same line. Why? Because they're nice to each other. They're inline elements. So I fully expect this to work. All right, run, boom, there you have it. It works. So quick recap, we learned how boxes are defined. They're called tags, and each tag has an opening tag and an ending tag. So big box, header has an opening and ending, paragraph, span, etc. And you put elements that go in the box in between those tags, and that's it. That's all of HTML. Literally, it's all a game of tags and knowing whether it's a block element or inline element. And then we're going to talk about more in detail in the next video. And I never thought I'd ever say this, but like, share, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think about this video. Thank you. Not me cutting the video just to say that 15 minutes. I did not realize this went on for 15 minutes. That is long. No one's gonna watch this. Well, thank you.